We got a special guest with us today. Go ahead and introduce yourself for the people.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Lex. I'm an underground artist, rapper, Lex Bratcher. Yeah.
Underground for long, that's for sure.
Thank you.
You were just telling us why you moved from Virginia to California. And what part of California are you in?
So I'm in LA.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Yep. Yeah, so my manager is out here. And yeah, he got some things worked out. He was like, you might as well come out. I was like, I'll do it. I'll make the jump. Let's go.
Yeah. You like it?
It's cool. It's I mean, everything was going great up until the pandemic, and then everything kind of slowed down. And I know over here on the West Coast, it's just so much slower in general. Like the pace of everything. Like back in the East Coast, like especially like DC, New York, and all that, it's like super fast. Everyone's trying to get things done, and here everybody's like laid back, chilling. So yeah, it's a very different culture, I'd say.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's just different. Like, you know, if somebody moved from the West to the East Coast, they probably say the same thing. But you know, we getting through it. We working everything out.
How did you get your start? Like, what made you start rapping, dropping those good bars?
Some bars.
Damn, like I couldn't even tell you what made me start. I just remember that I started writing when I was in the 3rd grade. And I remember the exact night that I actually sat down and wrote my first bar, or my first song actually. It was like 8 o'clock, and I asked my stepdad at the time if he could help me. And he was like, yeah, I'll help you in a second. So he was like, look, I'm gonna write one bar for you, and then I want you to just go after, like just write a bunch of bars that would rhyme with it. And I was like, cool. So I did that, and I wrote my first song, and then we went to the studio actually, and I recorded the song. And that was kind of how it started. I just love the ability to be creative with your words. And like, I think one of my biggest inspirations at the time was actually Rakim. So I was like, I want to be like Rakim when I grow up.
That's what I'm talking. People don't put respect on Rakim's name. That's what
right.
Don't you have a versus?
True hip hop.
Do you have a versus battle coming up?
No, they was trying to get one started.
Okay.
Somebody was like, ain't nobody gonna tune in to that.
Yeah.
Oh, they both.
Oh man.
They both
tuned in.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Finish.
Oh no, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh,
okay. So listen here. Like you said, my whole thing is obviously your rap style is totally different from any female that I've heard rap lately, as of late, because most of the females are coming out. They're usually just, you know, spin a couple bars, you know, breathe for a second,
out, twerking, humping, riding on something, doing.
I'm not taking it that far.
Don't take it that
those
far.
Those are Dave's words, not Mojo. Dave ain't
sexist. I'm just
saying
that.
None of that. I ain't saying none of that. What I'm saying is they say a couple bars, then they're ad-libbing in the background, then they're getting right back to it. Now, with you, on the other hand, obviously, a lot of people would consider you more of like a Tech N9ne, Bone Thugs and Harmony type of, you know, fast rapping twister type of rapper.
Right.
So a tongue twister of such, okay? Now, I do got one thing that made me pay attention to all the stuff that we got going on and everything that's going on in the pandemic. You put out, I don't know when the song came out, but I'm pretty sure it was a little later. But I heard the bar that you said, and I was just like, something wrong with this girl. She's different. She gotta be different. She said,
what'd she say?
She said, I'm listening to your track once, no replays or reruns. I'm investing in my future on E-Trade getting E-funds. I said, okay. Okay. She's definitely different.
Oh, man.
And if you don't know, that was on your Suge freestyle. So when I heard that, so I listened to that freestyle, I was like, wow. So after that, I went back and watched all your freestyles and then started breaking down lyrics in a couple of your songs. Obviously, the song that you got with Tech N9ne and everything, I can see that he plays somewhat role in somewhat of your musical creation. Is he somewhat of an influence into your musical background?
Definitely. I can say, so the first time I ever met him, it's a crazy story, but basically I ended up going to one of his shows in Silver Spring. It was like last minute too. Like I got invited the day of to go. So I was like, yeah, like let me, like I went to my shift real quick, left, went straight to the venue. I was still in my uniform and all that. And he let me go on the tour bus just for a second to say hello and all that. And I remember because there's a interview that he did back in like 20 I would say 2013, 2012 or something like that.
Mm.
And he was on the tour bus that looked just like that.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how he raps and stuff like that and how he comes up with the syllables. And that's like the number one thing. And I took that when I was like, I think I was 13 or 14. And I was like, I'm gonna try to do what he does. And that's kind of how I like really started to focus on like my flow switches and my cadences and all that kind of stuff is after that interview. And so I just was like, damn, I want to be like him now. So that was like, he's definitely one of the biggest inspirations as far as like flow wise. Obviously people say, yeah, like I do the fast rap stuff, and was heavily inspired by him and all that he's done.
Even though it's fast reps, like you said, you know the whole Rakim thing. Even though the bars, even with the bars I just broke down, there's clearly lyricism in what you're saying. You're not one of those rappers that's just talking and it's really mumble rap. It just sounds
Right.
because you're saying it fast. You're actually breaking
Right.
the bars down. So where does that come from?
Man, I honestly try to, I hate even, I'm not trying to sound like, oh, like I'm just this genius. I just mean like, I have no idea. Like I don't know. I just, whenever I try to write my bars with as many doubles and triple entendres as possible. Okay. And so like, one day it just came up to me. I was like, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to make the first word and the third word, or the first word and then the last word make like no sense, like together. But then there's a middle word, or there's a middle part of the phrase that ties everything together and makes it an entire, like it makes it flow and it makes it make sense. And that way you can get 2 or 3 different meanings from it. And I just started using that in my writing. And every single time I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna write a word at the top, I'm gonna write another word at the bottom, and then try to figure out how I could get those 2 words to make sense.
Oh, you got it structured.
Yeah. As much as I can, yeah.
Indeed.
Okay.
Indeed. Like I said, your bars hold a lot of creativity, and it's very clear. If, like I said, another one of your songs, I think this is the song that you had with Tech N9ne and Flatbush Zombies, to be exact. Those are my dudes too, by the way.
They dope.
Heavy. She said they know.
No, they dope. No, I said they dope. They dope.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh no, I'm not that cocky, I swear.
I'm gonna say she out here today. True gangster. But no, I mean, even then, I heard the one verse where you said, you know, you got G's with me doing more GTA than Nico. Niggas, I see flows, decrease the peace from the west to the east coast. I said, well, okay. Excuse me. I'm at the I had my headphones on. Let me turn her mic up. Shit.
Right.
So when I hear stuff like that, I mean, obviously a lot of people will say there's a lot of violence and whatnot in what you say. I don't really look at it like that. I look at the creativity. Like I said, the whole GTA and Nico, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And before that, you know, you said there are, you know, killers with you from the Bay and they lethal. So it's very clear that you have a structure in between your bars or even in your raps when you start to go in like you do. And like I said, I believe with you just rapping as fast as you do and giving your flow like you do, because you do it effortlessly. I mean, it just, you know, it rolls off your tongue like it's regular, you know, English to you. You just blah, 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 and walk away.
Thank you.
We be sitting over here trying to stop, go back and read it. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here trying to write it down like, oh, no. She got it together. But I do appreciate the creativity.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you for seeing it.
Yeah. Where does the, I should just say, where does the work ethic come from? Put it like that. Where does the work ethic? Because a lot of people would just go out and say, I want to rap and do this and that. But the way you just broke down how you set up your bars.
Yeah.
Even though you said your stepdaddy just wrote a sentence and said,
and you're consistent with dropping content too.
Correct.
At the same time. And that takes,
thank you.
You know, ethic within itself.
Like,
so where does that work ethic come from?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's really cool that you guys say that, because sometimes I feel like I'm still not doing enough. But I don't know. I feel like maybe when I had first started, you know, when everyone first starts rapping, they think that they're I don't want to cuss, but they think that they're that. And I think it might have started that way, but then I fell in love with the art of hip hop, and I fell in love with like the art of creating punchlines and the art of creating lyrics that like I said, that tie in with each other. And I think that was just like over time I've been rapping for 12, 13 years now. And so over time I was just like, I want to make it more than just trying to write a hit song. I want it to be a song where people are still picking bars up, you know, a year or two later.
Yeah.
And I don't know where that came from. But yeah, that's really what was important to me, I guess.
But wherever it came from, it's a great formula. I can.
Thank you.
I have a question. So, what do you think about the song WAP? What do you think about that? What do you think about the backlash it's been receiving? You know, with women choosing to rap what they want to rap about.
Yeah. So I'm actually like a lot of people have tried to have conversations with me, and a lot of my comments on YouTube are always, I wish you were up there with Cardi. I wish you taking Cardi's spot or taking Nicki's spot, like all of these. And I'm so against that. For one, I love that women are now able to really be themselves within hip hop music and rap about what they relate about. I don't necessarily relate to that song. Well, I shouldn't say that, but what I mean is that like I probably wouldn't rap about that myself, but I love that women feel like they can do that now and they're empowered to do that. Yeah, I will probably be in the car bopping it. I'll probably sing the song word for word, just because to me it's music and people are going to do what they want to do and say what they want to say. And there shouldn't really be, like, I think that I've been hearing men talk about how many women they get, and, you know, even Eminem talking about how many women he beats. And like, this idea is just like women being able to communicate or talk about what they enjoy and what they relate to. I love it. I'm all for it. So
you think it's harder for a woman that's not rapping about sexualizing her body?
So yeah, yes and no. I kind of go back and forth. Like the I think the Capricorn in me is like, nah, it's not that. It's just that I need to work harder. Which I think.
Okay.
But,
if you don't think those swimsuits and those music videos mean nothing, then I guess not.
I mean,
those swimsuits and those with those plastic butts, plastic titties and stuff. Yeah. You don't think they jiggling and rapping along with these whack raps? So you don't think that's doing nothing?
No, I mean, you know, I don't really, I can't really speak on that, just because, like I said, like I don't know the work that they put in to get to where they have. Like,
you're saying just for us the body. You don't think for us the guy that's watching the music video, do you think he's not taking the account of her shaking her ass every time she get close to dropping some what sounds like could be a bar? Maybe it's English.
I can say that men are the predominant listeners of hip hop, and so for the men listening, I can say yes. I think that is unfortunately the case for some men. But I think that women are starting to get into the hip hop more, and it's starting to sell a lot more within women, which is interesting. Which, like, for me, it's totally opposite. All of my fans are like teenage white boys, because I have a huge Tech N9ne following. So it's like very different. And I definitely think that there's room for both of us. And I'm not gonna ever try to knock someone's shine and say they don't deserve this because of how they got it. Right. Because in the end, it's like, that's just me. I feel like that would just be me being a hater. And I don't ever want to be a hater. I was a hater. Like, before I started taking this stuff seriously, I would have probably been like, man, they're only famous because of this and this and that. And it's like,
well, there's some of them that is only famous because they rolled the right one. Come on, there's some.
That could be.
That's all we saying.
No, I agree with that. But me saying that, what is that going to do for my career?
Right.
You know what I mean? How is that going to make me just being a hater and saying, yeah, they only got that?
Hold up, wait a minute. How is it hating if it's fact? Why do it have
okay, fair enough. Well, me even just talking, me wasting my time like talking about it or being a proponent against it, I just feel like that goes against, like, that's so much time I'm wasting on that rather than just putting more effort into my own music and my own artistry.
So I got a question for you. Yeah. Moving forward, do we have a WAP freestyle coming from you, Dan?
That's what okay.
Because if you say I'm with you, you won't make that song
like that.
You won't make that song, and I'm with you. You know it may not be in your lane.
Yeah,
but
what's the flip?
Can I get a WAP freestyle from you?
Do you like the beat?
You be going him.
The beat is hard. The beat is definitely hard. We could see. Maybe we'll tune in next Friday. See if
there we go. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a hard beat. I have to see, but that's another thing. It's like when I think about the free verses that I do, I have to try to figure out a way that I can flip the meaning of the song. So I have to, you know, maybe change what WAP stands for or something. I don't know, something crazy, and just make it like
women
different.
at power, or women something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I do want to ask you about a quote that you put on Twitter.
Oh gosh, I'm scared.
No.
No, Twitter quotes can bring everybody.
I know, man. I gotta get off.
He said dozens of songs I can't get myself to put out for you all. Being a creative sucks when you have people wanting to hear your craft and you are too self-conscious to let them. Like, what are you going through that you feel that way?
Man, yeah. See, this is why I gotta stop tweeting. I gotta. No.
Just delete it later. That's all.
I think that every year that I have been rapping has like given me another 5% more of like self-consciousness about my music. I don't know why. I think that as I kind of get a higher or a bigger platform, you know, I feel like, I think 2 years ago, I was at like 1,000 followers on Instagram. And I don't like to base anything off of like Instagram followers, because that has nothing to do with the real world and with music. But like the idea of me growing and getting more people to listen to me, it makes me like, shoot, now I have to do it. Like, I have to keep my fans. I got to keep them. And so then like I put out snippets and stuff of music where it's like, maybe I'm singing auto-tune, because like I'm a huge fan of mainstream music. Like, I love hip hop music in every form that it takes. And I have some fans that are like, I don't like this. This is not, you know, I want to hear the lyrical fast rap. And then I have on the opposite end, it's like, if I do the lyrical fast rap, that people like, I can't understand you. You're rapping too fast. And so it's like, there's kind of no in between. And so I've got in that mindset of, shoot, like I have to appeal to somebody, but I don't know who to appeal to. And then it's like, nah, I just need to make the music that I love to make, but I don't even know necessarily what music I like to make, you know?
Yeah.
And so that just, it creates this like conflict within yourself. So anytime I write something, I'm like, am I really ready to let people see that side of me yet? I don't know. And I don't know if I'll ever be ready, but I'm trying to get out of that. That's why when I start posting snippets, I used to post snippets and then just delete them, because I was like, what was I thinking? Like, why would I put that out? But now it's like, just keep it out. Let people hear it, because like people need to hear you and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm slowly getting out of that. But the mindset that I was in is just like super, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I just was internalizing everything, if that makes sense.
I mean,
who's your top 5?
Yeah.
Who my top 5? That's a great question. So I'm gonna have to go with like as a lyricist or as a
overall.
Just overall. So I would say Eminem has to be top, even though I go back and forth with it. But
this is order, or you're not gonna give order? You won't give order.
You said what?
Is this an order?
Do I want to get some water?
Order. Order.
Are you going in
order? In order.
Order, little country.
I was like, I think I'm good.
But out here saying little Midwest.
So in no particular order.
Gotcha.
All right. I would say M, Tech, Hobson.
Hobson.
I know. JID or JID. And then
JID.
I think lastly, I'm gonna have to go ahead and put D Trinata in my top as well.
It's all time.
Of all time.
It's all time?
Because I'll tell you why. Because I know that her next few projects, like I'm so ready for her future that I already know she's gonna be in my top. Okay. And just from, especially because I know she was on like the Rap Game. I never watched that TV show, but I seen her growth as well, and I was lucky enough to get a song with her. And just, I think that she's like really made for this life, and I'm excited for her, and I'm like excited to see her growth. And I already, from the music that she put out, like the last project she put out, I was in love with it, and I thought it was great as a first project, and only being 18, like that's crazy. So Yeah, I'm gonna put it up there.
And Hobson, how you put him in your top 5? He's dope though. A lot of people don't bring up Hobson.
Yeah,
yeah. I knew who Tech N9ne was before, but I didn't really listen to Tech N9ne's music up until I heard "Am I a Psycho?" And that was because I think in 2010, Hobson came up on my YouTube in like the recommended section, and it was "Sag My Pants." And I was like, oh, brother, like another one of these rappers, whatever. So I clicked on a video, and it was like hard. And I was like, well, okay, I got to check out his other stuff. And he actually was one of my earliest influencers. So it was Rakim, Eminem was next, and then Hobson was before even Tech with like bars. He was super bar heavy. He made me even want to start like getting into battle rap. Because and that was when I started getting into battle rap as well, and just listening to him and being able to like not really care what people thought. I loved that aspect of him, and so that was super inspirational for me.
What's it like being in the studio with such a legendary person like Tech N9ne?
So I unfortunately I didn't get to go to the studio. I recorded my stuff. Yeah, I know. I wish. I'm trying to get over to KC very soon, but the way that the song came about was, so it's actually funny enough. I'll tell you the whole story. So Maze, he's also on Strange Music. Yep. I think, yeah, you guys are familiar with him. I was looking on YouTube, like, how do I grow my fan base, right? And I came across this video. I think his name is Adam Ivy or something like that. And he said, if you want to increase, you need to basically like interact with people. So go on hashtags and interact with them, and don't be like spammy or whatever. Just interact with them, talk to them, create like actually network with people. And so I was like, all right, cool. So I did that, and I was going on the hip hop hashtag. And one day I came across Maze, and I was genuinely interested because it said his name was Maze 301, and I was like, oh, okay, he's from Maryland, like that's dope. So I commented on one of his posts, and he followed me back. We started talking a little bit. About a month or two later, and I hadn't seen any of his earlier posts, but I was just like, hey, like, can I get on a track? Or, hey, like, let's get a track together. And he was like, all right, cool, but you got to hit up my manager. And I was like, oh, man, that's just his way of telling me, like, nah, like, because that's what they usually do. So I was like, all right, whatever. So I think I slept on it for a little bit, and then one day I was like, all right, I'll email him. So I emailed his manager, and I sent him my Homicide free verse, which is the the Logic and Eminem one. And literally I woke up the next day. That was the day actually that I was gonna go to the Tech, his concert. Yeah. So he hit me up and he was like, oh yeah, you're dope. Like, usually the prices are blah, 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 blah. We're gonna see if we can work something out. You said you were in like DC. We're actually doing we have a show at the Fillmore. Do you want to come? And I was like, yeah. So, like I said, I went to work that day. Then I got to meet him. And yeah, when I met him on the tour bus, he was just like, yeah, like, we definitely need to get a song together. And I was like, cool. So I ended up getting Maze's manager's information, who then became my manager, probably a couple months after. But me and Tech had already talked about the song and all that kind of stuff. And we're talking about the song. And then, yeah, I think one day I was at work and he called me, and I put Tech is on favorites. So if the call comes, I don't care if I'm with a customer, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take the call. So I went in the back and I was like, hey, what's up? He was like, I got this song, like, I want you to hear it, like, blah, blah, blah. So he sends it. I'm in the bathroom. There's people like using the restroom and stuff around me. And I'm listening to the song and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna kill this. I call him back and he's like, do you like it? Do you like it? He's like, yeah, I knew that you would be perfect for it. And he was like, let me explain the concept and all that. And I did it, and I went home, and I sat down for 3 hours, and I just was like, I put my phone to the side, and I was like, just write. And I wrote the whole verse, and then I recorded it the same night, just as like I would say it was kind of like a placeholder. I always do that, where like I'll write something, put it out, and then constantly listen to it, so I can figure out what I want to change, what I want the cadences to be, where I want like my voice to go higher, lower, all that kind of stuff. And then I sent it over to him, and he was like, oh my gosh, yeah, you killed it, da, 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 da. I want to do a part where we're talking on the phone. And so I was like, all right, cool. I was like, when do you want to do that? And then he calls me again when I'm at work, and I'm like literally in the front of my store, like greeting customers. And I'm like, right. Oh, man, I got to do it. So then he calls me, and I go to the janitor's closet, and I'm like, all right, let's do the part real quick. So the part in the song where we're talking, it wasn't actually scripted at all. It was really just like going back and forth. And my manager was like, are you good in there? And I was like, yeah, I'm good, because I'm in there cussing and stuff. But yeah, and then that was really just how the song came to be about.
And is that the question mark this, right?
Yeah, question mark this. Yep.
That was nice. That was nice. That was nice. So,
sure.
Yeah. No, go ahead. I was going to ask, do you got any future projects coming up that I need to be on the lookout for?
I can't say that I do right now. Really, I'm just trying to, I'm figuring everything out still. I think I have a song coming out with this artist. Oh, what'd you say?
No, I said outside of the WAP freestyle.
Oh, right. This Mutants artist, his name is Samad Savage. We actually have a song that's going to drop probably next week. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, I might be coming out with a project soon enough. I've been writing a bunch, but we'll see where that goes.
Okay. When can we expect your next freestyle then?
Bet.
I'm trying this week. Like, I try to do Friday Fires at least once a month. So I'm definitely going to try for next week. Just because it's been long enough, people waiting.
So how I
want to take, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You can finish.
No, I was just saying, I'm trying to take the energy that I put into my Friday Fires into like just a cohesive project. So that's what I've been trying to do, but I can't seem to do that right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just go back to the format of doing my Friday Fires and stuff. So
how is the COVID impact out there?
Yeah, we are like one of the worst cities. It's horrible. Yeah, we closed down like everyone else, and then they wanted to open up bars and restaurants and stuff. And I'm like, okay, terrible idea for LA. But once again, we're back in it. I think we're like the highest city or like the highest amount that we keep seeing every day. So it's not great. And it's like some people are working and like working with the music stuff, and then some people are not. And so it's just like, you just see a bunch of people out here partying and stuff, but no one's working really.
Man, that's a shame, man.
Well,
are you religious?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Oh, why?
Just ask the question.
Nah, he just asked.
I always ask people, because I want to know.
Oh, no, not at all.
What do you do to get your, spiritual?
Like, where do you get your
spirit intact? Your spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit. How you get
into chakras right or whatnot?
No, so for a long time, like which I am gonna actually talk about in future songs, but I had I think that I was kind of unfortunately like forced into Christianity as a kid, and then I kind of found my way out of that. And I don't mean to say like in a way that's like offensive. I just mean that I think that everyone should kind of have their choice what they want to follow, and I feel like I wasn't given that choice earlier, so I fell out of it. Unfortunately, I didn't get to
believe in like a higher power.
I believe in essentially like universal energy being God. Okay. So like, because to me energy is real. Like, if you put your hand over there, you feel that heat energy. You feel the energy. There's sound waves, all that kind of stuff. And so I definitely believe in like energy in this sense. I know people are gonna be like, what is she talking about? But whenever I think about I can think about manifesting and all that kind of stuff, I totally believe in it, because I think that if you put your energy into things, you'll ultimately get that. You'll receive it back. And so that's kind of where my spirituality takes me. Probably pick and choose what I want, just because I feel like as long as you have faith in something, like you'll have a happier life, if that makes sense. Yeah. And I know, because I didn't have faith in anything, I was completely I wasn't even agnostic. I was just completely atheist. And I felt like I kept seeing signs, or I kept feeling things. I was like, then it could have just been like coincidences, all that kind of stuff. But I was like, I just would rather choose to believe in something rather not, because it feels like when I believe in something, good things happen. So that's kind of how I was thinking about it.
Facts. Well, we know you got to get out of here. You have somewhere to be. We're definitely going to have to do this again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us. We'll definitely be in touch with you. This was great.
Yeah.
You plug your IG real quick?
Please do.
Yeah.
Instagram,
So it's
YouTube or whatever. Give all that.
yeah, Instagram.com/ or if you just do the at Lex Bratcher, LexBratcher.
Gotcha.
All right. Have a good one. We got to have you on again. If we come out to Cali, you got to show us around.
Of course. Sounds good.
Good rest of your day.
You as well.
Thank you.
All right. Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.